Hello, you're welcome to Broken Not Shattered. First, I want to thank all our fans and followers who have followed us consistently all this while. We want to say a very big thank you to you all. I remain your co-host, OBG, and with me in the studio is Ike. You're welcome to the show. Good to
What
have
up,
you.
baby? What's up, bro? What's up? What's up? What's up, man?
Doing
How you doing, dude?
all right.
Hey, this assignment, you get as you shake your body.
Hope it didn't sound so awkward.
It's all right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another show of Broken Not Shattered. This is your host, Ike O. I'm in the house. Yes, and we are excited about today's show. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world, those in Europe, those in Africa, those in the Middle East, or even here in the United States. We just want to thank you guys so much, just like what we just said earlier on, for being supportive of this venture and being with us on this journey. Obi and I are super excited about what's going on, and we are looking forward to a great time in what we're doing. Today, Obi, today is another one of those great days. Um, I was sharing with you just before we came on to the studio that I read an article on Instagram. Normally, I would not spend a lot of time doing the Instagram thing, but every now and then I pop in, and a friend of mine had brought me to the attention of this particular article. I wouldn't really go into a lot of details. The reason why is because it's someone's personal life, and I have been there myself. One of Nollywood's top actors has recently just announced that him and his wife are separated. And anytime I hear the word separation or divorce, it just brings back some heavy memories to me. And I can only imagine what both him and his wife are going through because I have been through that path before myself. Um, but there's something he said that was very important. He talked about he owned up to his mistakes and everything else he had done, how he had tried so hard to make the relationship work, and they had gotten to a point where it was his mental health was very important to him. He talked about sanity and having sanity, his well-being, his work. He even mentioned that he was heartbroken, but not shattered. I think that got my attention because what we do here on this podcast, Broken Not Shattered, is to encourage, inspire, give a voice, and uplift people who are going through similar situations like what he's going through and other challenges that people face in life. And in that, Obi, he said that he realized that he won't live forever, and so it was in the best interest of him and everyone else to come to a point where him and his wife have decided to separate and go their independent ways, and just to give peace a chance and to allow them to both heal and most importantly um, create an environment that is healthy for the children. And I think that's very, very key because sometimes you could be struggling so hard to make it work, and it's just so toxic, and it's just so much animosity that in some cases, not all cases, if one party or both parties can't completely reconcile, then it's sad, but they will just have to go their separate ways and hopefully regain themselves, regain the independence that everybody needs. I don't have a problem in my life these days to say goodbye to anything, not just in relationships, to anything, because I've learned that sometimes not everybody is going to be with you as you get to a certain altitude in life. Your family are always going to be your base, but sometimes your family might even disappoint you. So, and your family can be there for you, but there'll be people in your family who are like friends to you, right? And then you have your own little circle, because the higher you go, your circle definitely begins to shrink, and you begin to understand that life is not just a bed of roses, and even when the roses are all out there, there's the prickly side of it that most people don't see. So my prayers, and I bet you your prayers are out there for him and any other person that is out there going through this kind of challenge. We're not here to talk about what he's experiencing, but I felt uh, deep. I felt his pain, Obi, just listening to him talk. And wherever you are, brother and my sister, my prayers are out there, encouraging that during this journey, you will find peace and your kids will find peace. And I hope this message gets to you one way or the other. Someone that knows you might put this message across to you, just to tell you, man, we love you, we appreciate your work, we pray for you, we pray for your wife, we pray for your children. I've been there, and I know what it takes. Our topic today is the joy within. There's a crackling sound, a crackling sound on your side. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
Exactly. I use the word, you're not sure where it's coming from. Because I'm
Yes.
sure it's from there.
Okay, so it could be from your side, it could be from my side, but it sounds as if it's from your side because I'm in the United States of America in the Washington D.C. metro area, and the last time I checked, you were in Lagos, Nigeria. So, yo,
Last time I checked, this is Africa where we have all the resources, where we can move resources from here to build the Western world. So all is right.
and and, and all the resources I moved to the Western world I mean, Africa is left hanging dead and dry. And all you're having is a brain drain and a bunch of old men running the country, and all these nations who have absolutely nothing to offer the continent. A bunch of old men who want to recycle themselves, pass power from themselves to their
Oh,
incompetent sons and their daughters, and they keep on destroying the entire continent. Even now, we're now having all these coups coming up and down, left, right, and center. You know,
mm,
so some people say, what's your stand on this? Are you back in this military coups? Absolutely, I'm pro democracy. I want to see the voice of the people, for the people, by the
yeah,
people, right?
yeah.
And that is what democracy is all about. It is not because you're wearing and Abada makes you a person who believes in democracy and the rules of law, right? It's not what you wear, it is how you carry out the institutions that have been put in place. If you want to practice democracy, go allow the people to vote for you. If the people vote for you, you'll be accountable for them. But if your big friends and your kingmakers put you in power, then you are only accountable to the kingmakers. You're only accountable to all those big men or those politicians or those godfathers. So whatever you're doing, you're going to focus on them, and the people will just continue to suffer in that continent. So whoever is asking that question, and I've answered it before and I'll answer it again, I am pro democracy, but let it be practiced and practiced well. I've said this on national TV, I've said it on local TV, and I've said it anywhere I go. If you are not elected by your people, you're wasting time. You're there to embezzle because you will not serve people who have not put you in power. And I rest my
Sure.
case. That's what we're talking about. Today, I want to talk about the joy within. And this political match is just getting me all grounded up for the wrong reasons. Obi, tell me, what's your understanding of joy, bro?
Joy within. So whenever I hear of joy, um, forgive me, I always speak from the point of me as a believer. What comes to my mind is the joy of salvation
Oh,
or the joy of the Lord. You know, so I don't know if it is trying to define levels, give levels to the joy, but
okay.
then
So let me help you out here, right?
if I,
And I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Obi, I'm getting this feedback because he's repeating back everything I'm saying. I'm hearing on your side.
that's when you speak. But when I speak, do you hear it?
I hear you clearly, but I don't hear feedback.
Do you hear the sound when I speak?
No.
No. Because I'm talking now and I can't hear the sound. But when you speak, do you hear the sound?
Okay. I'll resolve this. Continue
Okay.
speaking.
Okay. So so
So
what
what I
I'm
was,
saying,
what I was going to say to you, Obi, let's go,
okay,
let's take it for let's look at it from this perspective, right? I think this will help our audience better.
okay,
What's the
fine.
difference between happiness and joy? What is your difference between happiness and joy?
Um, there can be a thin line to eat, but then Um, Obviously, joy is an inner thing. You know, we had a discussion before we get on this, and I quite agree with you what we were discussing. That happiness could be a temporary thing and can be tied to materialism. You know, but then joy is an inner thing. It's something you feel inside of you. It might not be expressed, or for me, yes, it can be expressed in happiness, or it might not be expressed, but you can feel it within you.
Mm,
It's like the feeling of peace, yeah, also a feeling of joy,
mm,
inner, you know. But happiness can be expressed, and people can see you're happy, you know. So basically, this is how it is for me. Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. You hit the ball right out of the park, bro. Happiness is what is this thing again? My friend will always say to me, "Oh, happiness is more of an emotion.
More of an emotion.
Happiness is more of an emotion." And so happiness is just like is a feeling, right? But
Yeah.
joy has a much deeper um, uh, joy has a much deeper setting inside of it. When it comes to joy, you can be going through a trying time, a tough time, but you have so much peace within you, because joy gives you a sense of contentment, right? In my understanding and my belief, I think uh, joy is stronger. Uh, it's less than just a feeling of happiness, right? But it's no, it's stronger than just a feeling of happiness, because it's very deep. Joy connects with peace. Joy comes with love, and like you said, the joy of the Lord is our strength, and it transcends. That's one thing about joy. Joy transcends happiness. It transcends the understanding of what you're going through in the moment. Joy is deep because it transcends. It is beyond what you're actually feeling. It's beyond the emotion. You could be in the midst of some heavy trial. I remember when I was going through my divorce. It was just sickening to my spirit. But I had to dig deep and find joy in the matter. And during that time, man, it was the joy of the Lord that gave me that strength, according to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 10, that it allowed me to proceed and find strength throughout that journey. And I know that a lot of people right there who are going through a lot right now, Obi and I are actually coming to agreement to say that may you find joy in your situation. May you find joy in grief, the loss of a loved one. Someone just lost a loved one. There is joy in that grief. You will not be happy. You will cry. You would wail. You just loved a loved one, but and that loss could be a temporary loss. It could be a permanent loss, or you lost something that was very important to you. A business deal just went wrong. May you find joy, inner joy. That thing that transcends happiness. May it come your way in Jesus' name, and that's the prayer of Obi and I. Obi, go ahead, say a few words, and then
I wanted to agree with you. One other thing I wanted to agree with you on this is the part that joy transcends happiness. You know, joy is another deeper level. Joy is a combination of great pleasure and happiness. And that pleasure is
say that again,
not
Obi. Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
great pleasure and happiness. And that pleasure is not just pleasure, it's another degree of pleasure. If you read through the dictionary or wherever you see that joy, it is called keen pleasure. You know, the pleasure that has some name, keen pleasure,
Mm,
plus yes, it gives you that joy. And more especially that joy comes from the place of understanding, not the physical things you can see. What drives that joy is the understanding. Now, if you look at the place where it says, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Now, it means that there's something about the joy of the Lord, your strength. So when you think of it, that joy, there are attributes to that joy. And when you think of it, you begin to calm yourself with that. There are some things you probably must have connected to, but then you find peace. I'll give you an instance.
Let me help before you go to your instance. Let me just explain this scripture that came up on our feed in the book of Nehemiah, right? King
Yeah.
Ezra, the priest, everybody was coming together. They had just read out the revelations to the people, and the people were now in there's a lot of calamity. People are getting a lot of anxiety. They just feel as if a death wish had been passed on to them, right? And so people were worried. And the Levites now began to calm the people down and told them, hey, just go home and prepare a feast. It's a holiday, just like tomorrow is a holiday here in America. It's a holiday. Eat and drink and share it with those who are around you. He said to them, this day is holy to God. Sunday is holy. So don't feel bad. No matter what you heard, no matter what you're going through, this day, this day is holy to God. So don't feel bad. This is from the Message Bible. And then he says, why would you feel bad? Because the joy of God is your strength. And after that, the people just calmed down. I said the Levites calmed the people down. The people were quiet, and the people went home and went to feast, eat, drink, and both the rich and the poor. Obi, look at it. Look at it. It says drinking and including the poor. Even the poor were in the celebration. You guys in Nigeria don't include the poor. I can't hear you, bro.
All allowed to breathe.
Yeah, the poor. I'm telling you, the poor should be allowed to breathe. I agree with you.
Breathing with the poor.
Okay, let's take a break and then we'll come back with Broken Not Shattered. This is your boy Ike O and my co-host BG. We are talking about what really gives people joy and where does the joy come from within. Thanks. Welcome to another episode of Broken Not Shattered. Uh, your host, Obi. We were talking about the joy within. You were about to give an instance. Go ahead, brother.
So, like I'm saying, now the instance is this. You might be going through um, a serious situation at the moment, okay, and there is no solution physically for it at the moment. But thinking of the fact that once there is life, there is still hope. Can you get that?
Yes.
Knowledge of hope that is tied to the living. You may not have achieved what you're looking for. You may not have hit your goal. But the moment this knowledge hits you and you can remember that you are alive, there's this joy it gives you. Okay, so I am still on track. I don't know if you're getting me. It's like getting to you need money, you don't have money yet. You're at the ATM and you realize that that ATM machine is paying and you're not close yet. There's this satisfaction that since you're on the line, it will get to your turn. You don't have the money yet.
Right.
That is where this joy comes from. It comes from knowledge when it begins to connect. So your situation at the moment might not be so pleasant, but there are knowledge that are tied to your situation that will makes it positive, that brings this joy. And
And
it begins.
I think in that one of the things in that knowledge, Joby, is knowing who your God is and
Yeah.
learning to trust Him in every situation.
I still
Right?
say knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, knowing to trust Him, the knowledge of trusting Him in every
Mhm.
situation. Even when people have offended you, right, and they've spoken evil about you, they've backmouthed you, they've character assassinated you, they've slandered you, and you're hurt because you're human, right? But
Yeah.
you're expecting them to come back and apologize, and they might never come back and apologize. So you have to
Yeah.
get to that place where you say, you know what? I don't care whether you come back or you don't come back. I'm moving
Mm.
on. And to
Yeah.
move on, you just have to let it go. You let
Yeah.
it go, put them in God's
I,
hands, and just put them where they belong, and just continue to focus. One of the things that I'm working so much these days is not caring what people think about me. I think for so long, I found myself caring so much about what people think or what people will say. And as I'm getting more mature in the things around me, I'm at a place where I'm not caring as much about what other people think or say about me. I'm more concerned about what God has already thought about who I am and what He says about who I am. And the more I embrace that thing, because I don't care. If you have a right to express yourself, you have a right to share your own opinion about me or about anything else. It is your right. And it is also my right to accept what you have said or not accept what you have said. It is my own right to say, I hear what you said about me, no big deal. I disagree, and I speak back to you, and I tell you what I know about myself. It's not me being arrogant and pompous, right? Because sometimes when I do that, people think he's a bit cocky. I'm not being cocky. I'm not being arrogant. I'm actually sincerely um, being confident in who I am, right?
mm,
And that confidence is based on who I am in Christ Jesus and the
yeah.
experiences that I have had
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm,
my own journey. It might not be your own experience, and that's okay. You
mm-hmm.
haven't gone through my tests. So until you go through my own tests and
Yes.
pass my own tests, you have nothing to say to me, right?
Mm,
It looks like a man that's married to a particular woman, and somebody's and then the guys and then the woman's father says, "Oh, my daughter is such a wonderful girl. My daughter is a phenomenal girl. My daughter is such a great girl. You know, why is this thing not working?" Hey, Dad, I agree with you. Your daughter is a wonderful girl, but she's a terrible wife.
mm,
Your son is a great son. He's a
mm,
great son, but a
mm.
useless husband.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? The
I get.
dynamics of the relationship is different. So I don't really care much these days about other people's opinion. It is my relationship with God first. If it hits, fine. Now, if you happen to like me and I happen to like you and we're cool with each other, that's an extra bonus. But if you're not, no problem.
Yeah.
It's okay. And it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah. Very much okay not to be okay. That's fine. So,
Yeah.
but I think people should get to a point where, just like what you're saying, um, don't pay attention so much to what people say about you, but live your life to ensure that you are living fulfilled and that you're not in any way negatively impacting others.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So
I agree with you.
yeah. So negative. Remember, because there will always be an impact. So
Of
just make
course.
sure the impact is not giving a negative energy or impartation to people around you. Because one thing I believe is that we're called to humanity. That's the first. It is a call to humanity. And provided I am doing the best I can, not to
I
give
can.
giving much, but I'm not assuming negativity. You get? I am okay. Say whatever you want to say about me, damage my image behind me is okay. But
Mm,
provided that I am not pushing out anything negative
exactly.
to around me, then I'm fine.
It says, as much as it's in your own power, be at peace with all
Peace.
men. As
Amen.
much as it is in your own power, be at peace. I can only do the one where I feed you. If I do the one where I feed you and it no work, hey,
But even if it is given to you according to
Mm,
your measure.
yes,
So don't try to compare yours with mine.
exactly.
Lately,
Exactly.
what since I was discussing some things with my friends today. We're talking about my wife. I told them my wife. They were asking me how is my wife. I said she's fine. She has gone back. They said till when? I said till.
To the next time you see her.
And one of them were like, you know what? I can't do it.
And he's true. He can't do it.
I say, yes, you can't do it because you're not me, and
Yeah.
I know I need to be you.
Mm,
So Bible says it's given according to their measure. My measure and your measure will never be the same.
mm.
So if we
No,
can,
I completely. And if you have peace with it, then good.
then
Because just like we're
yes.
talking about the joy within, as long as you
Hmm.
have that joy within you, you are good. And one of the things about the joy within the Obi, it endures hardship.
Sure, I
The
agree.
it endures those tough times. It endures those challenging times. See these two girls behind my back, right?
Hmm. No,
Is
those two lovely ladies.
I'm telling you, that is my
Hmm.
pride and joy. You understand?
Hmm.
That is
Hmm.
that is my pride. I can deny myself almost
Hmm.
everything, if not everything, to make sure that these two girls at the back get what they need. Sometimes it's very challenging. Sometimes it's very challenging, especially when it comes to school fees in this
I
America.
know.
So, but at the end of the day, it is my
Hmm.
responsibility as their father
Yeah.
to provide.
Yeah.
It is a responsibility, right? And so
Yeah.
it is your responsibility as a husband. It is Ada's responsibility as a wife to do what she has to do, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it is my responsibility as a friend, as a brother, yeah, an
Yeah.
uncle to do as much as I can. I will do,
Yeah.
right? Because it's a responsibility. It is not an
Yeah.
obligation,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
The two different
Sure.
things, right? When it comes
Hmm.
to outside your immediate circle. In a relationship, I've said this before. A relationship is not ownership.
Yeah.
When you start
Partner.
thinking that you own me, I'm out of here
Hmm.
because you don't own me and I don't own
Hmm.
you. We come to an
Sure.
agreement to have a relationship.
The
My
relationship. Yeah.
ways, I'll have to adjust my ways every now and then to
Hmm.
accommodate that relationship. And I
Hmm.
expect that the person to adjust their ways to accommodate the relationship. But don't
Hmm.
you ever take it for granted and think because I'm accommodating or changing that is now an issue of ownership. And
Sure.
that's where I fall apart. That's where I've been down that path before, where
Yeah.
someone thinks that uh, because I'm your husband or I'm yours, you own me. No, no, you don't own me. God
Hmm.
Himself is my creator. He owns me. Yeah. And even God Himself gave us choices. He says, "Choose you this day whom you will serve."
Hmm. It's a
The very
choice
one,
chain.
the very one that is giving you the breath to breathe is giving you choices to say, choose. And then
Yeah.
another mortal human being like me is telling me, you don't have a choice. So, yes, I do. I have a choice,
Hmm.
and so do you. You have a choice. So, and
Hmm.
I wish everybody listening to me today would take this and run with it. Hope you're gonna bring
Hmm.
it to wrap up the show. I'll let you speak, brother.
There was something you said about that joy that lets you overcome your challenges. That the moment you said that, it came to me. Hebrews 12:2. It said, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, to whom for the joy that was set before him endured the cross,
To the end.
despite him. Now, so you at the moment, as at the time, as
Hardship.
at the yes,
It was
he had
trying time.
the joy, yes, took him to where he was going to. Now, if you go further to Revelation and read Revelation, you will hear where the elders talked of John, John's revelation, and John said he wept when he saw in heaven there was nobody worthy to untie the scroll, and he started crying. And then one of the elders said, "Weep not, for the Lion of the tribe of Judah has triumphed." That means this was what Jesus saw had been issue. The Hebrews was reporting that the joy
Right. Right. Of
said
the Lord.
he had seated higher above
Yeah.
every element.
Correct. Hmm.
It was a joy. It was the knowledge of where he was going to that made him endure the crisis, the shame, and the cross.
Yeah. But you see,
So
the
when
thing, Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So when you tap into this joy, I agree with you. It makes you not see your challenges. It is far more bigger than your challenges,
It
and it helps you.
transcends, bro. And not
Yes.
only does it transcend, Obi, I'm going to end with this. It
Okay.
connects to purpose.
Please say it
Joy,
again.
joy doesn't only not only does it transcend all your trials, it connects to purpose.
I agree with you.
Joy that when you're going
Mm,
through those trials and those hardships, and
yeah.
it enables you to endure those challenging times. It will
Yeah.
also connect you to purpose.
Yeah.
The very
Yeah.
reason why you are actually here, it will
Yeah.
connect you to purpose. And for those
Yeah.
of us, those watching who are asking themselves, why am I going through? I'm asking you, why wouldn't you go through? If after you go through it, if at the end of the tunnel there's light and you're going to come out smelling of roses and not of ashes, you're going to come out on top with a wealth of experience to empower
Mm,
others, to share with other people, encourage them, uplift them, inspire them. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go through that hardship, come out and
mm,
become stronger with a wealth of knowledge, deeper understanding of who you are
mm,
and how to handle situations? Why wouldn't you?
mm,
Why wouldn't you? Because it's connecting you to your purpose. And that's why in that trial, forget about the happiness. Just focus on the joy. Happiness is a feeling and an emotion, but joy
mm.
transcends. Hope you've got to wrap up today's show, bro.
Joy transcends. So what I'm going to say as my last word is this: there is always that joy for every person, and I just want to encourage people of different gender and race to look inward for that joy. So the scriptures we read say, "Count your blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done." So at
Awesome.
any point in time, it becomes so hard for you. Think of what you have achieved in life. Just take a break and think. You will see that joy come up, and that joy will help you, you know, break through.
And regardless of the person's faith, all of us, every one of us, have access to that joy. It is the potential that has been given to every one of us, created by God Himself. On that note, myself and my boy OBG, who's in Lagos, Nigeria, we want to say have a wonderful Labor Day for those of you who are out here in America. Is it a holiday in Nigeria tomorrow, Obi? No? Yes? You don't know? Okay, fine. But I know in the UK there might be a holiday.
Is
Huh?
there a holiday? I don't know about the Nigerian system. You
Okay,
know.
that's true. That's true. You work for an international company. I forgot. Sorry, buddy. Yes. So it was a holiday for you. It's a holiday for you. It's a holiday for you, and a holiday for everyone else who's out there. I know my folks in the UK. I think last weekend or this weekend was the Notting Hill Carnival. So, guys,
Yeah,
love you. In our three famous words: love, peace, and more
peace,
joy.
joy.
Take care. And God bless you. Obi, I'll see you at the other end in a few minutes. All right, buddy. You good?
Yeah.
Don't forget, hold on to the joy within.